It's John Grimm from Grimm Swords and Knives, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the CRKT Squid from Columbia River Knives and Tools. This is a pretty popular knife in the EDC knife community for its size, design, and price. And it deserves that sort of recognition because it does excel in all three of those regards. And those are the reasons why I bought myself one of these, and those are the three subjects that I'm going to be talking about in today's review. So to start off, price. You're looking at $17 for this knife, which is pretty cheap, yes. So the first thing you're going to think of is, oh, it's going to be really low quality. But surprisingly, and the reason why it's so popular, is that for that price, you're getting really good quality. Usually around the $15 price range, you get cheap knives that are cheaply built with cheap materials, made in China, that are kind of like, I don't know, fantasy pieces, if you will, like the Z Hunters or, I don't know, like Tag Force, those types of knives. Kind of like this guy right here. Yeah, $8. So you know. So yeah, so that's what you expect when you think of the $15 price range. But for $17, you're getting 8 CR13 MOV stainless steel and full 440 stainless scales with a deep carry pocket clip. The entire blade has a stonewash finish. It's has some pretty good jimping on the spine of the blade where your thumb would rest. It has a captured pivot. It's tempered to a Rockwell hardness of 58 to 60, which is pretty good. 8 CR13 MOV stainless steel is one of those really introductory budget steels that are good. It's not the best budget steel, but it's pretty good. 8 CR13 MOV is, I would say, right underneath AUS 8A steel, which that would be right underneath D2 steel. So this is like third best budget steel. From underneath this, you'd start getting into the 440 type steels. So this is like a step above what you'd expect for the price range, which is nice because it's in that price range where you expect crap. So yeah, as I said, this entire blade has a stone-washed finish, as you can zoom in nice and close. The entire blade has this lovely stone-washed finish. It's a frame lock folder. Has an okay detent, not the best. Detent is a little ball. Actually, you can kind of see the hole for the detent right here on the frame lock. That little tiny speck right in there. You can kind of see that it rubs up against the face of the blade. And what that does is, while the blade is closed, it falls in a little hole on the blade that keeps it from popping open. So that's a detent, and the detent on this knife is okay for the price. I mean, with enough force, with enough force you can pop it open, but it does take a decent amount of force. It's not as loose as you'd expect from a cheap knife. So, right, the detent is okay for the price. Full stone-washed blade, frame lock, deep carry pocket clip, aluminum back spacer that allows for a little lanyard hole. This lanyard did not come with the knife. I put that there myself because this knife is small, which I'll talk about in a second, and I kind of need that lanyard there for my pinky to hold on to. Otherwise the knife is just too small and uncomfortable. And the way I see it, which you might not agree, is that with the little lanyard, it makes it look more like a squid. Yeah, I'm weird. Let's talk about the dimensions on this blade. So the blade itself is 2 1/8 inches long from the cutting edge to the point. The handle length of the blade, this portion right here, is 3 5/16 long, and the entire length of the blade is 5 11/16. So yeah, it's a pretty small knife. I'd say we're looking at about a 1/4 inch thickness for the handle and 0.11 inches on the blade. It's a very small knife, which is what makes it great for EDC, because Yes, it being small means it's a little bit more limited in the cutting abilities it can do, but it makes it so carryable, especially combined with this deep carry pocket clip. You could put this in your pocket and completely forget it was even there. One thing to point out on this knife is its blade centering. I didn't do anything to get it like this, it just kind of came like that. The blade centering is really good. It's slightly favoring the lock side, but really good for $17. The action on this knife is not bad for being, it's running off of Teflon washers. Let's see if I can show this off. I don't think the light will allow me. It has white Teflon, there we go, yep. White Teflon washers in there. Teflon washers are not good. Definitely a budget material. But the action on this knife, for the price and being on Teflon washers, is pretty good. And mind you, I have it slightly tighter, that way there's not as much blade play. And as of right now, I can't really feel any blade play, which is good. It's another good thing to point out. Now this knife is in the silver or basic stonewash finish. You do have the option to get it in black, and there are some other variations of this knife with a different blade steel. But the vanilla version of this knife, you have two options. You have the silver or black stonewashed finishes. They're both the same price on Amazon, $17. So to sum it up, for $17 you're getting just a beautiful knife. I would honestly recommend that you buy this knife and just add it to your knife collection. You won't regret it. And so if you're interested in this knife, which I really hope you are because it's a great knife, there's a link in the description that'll take you straight to Amazon to check it out. I recommend that you do. Well guys, this is John Grimm of Grimm Swords and Knives. I really hope that you found this video informative and entertaining, and that if you did, you give me a like or subscribe. Really appreciate it. And I hope that this video helped make your day a little bit less grim. Bye now.